Good evening. I call this May 19th, 2021 meeting of the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority to order. All members are present except for member Nair. She has been excused this evening. We will start with a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance, which I know that, so I can go ahead and do that. So as posted on, but before we do that, as posted on our website and noted on our published Water Authority agenda, this meeting is held via video conference, as you could tell. The Water Authority accepted general public comments and comments on the meeting, specific agenda items written in form via email through 4 p.m. today, and these comments were distributed to all board members. So with that being said, we'll do a moment of silence and then we will follow with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Repeat after me, or repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. So we'll move to item 3, which is the approval of minutes. I make a motion to approve the April 21st, 2021 minutes. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilor Davis. Ms. Carrion, can we please have a roll call vote? She might be having some technical difficulties. I don't know if it's proper for me to call the roll call vote. I'll just go across the screen. So she comes, Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Jones.
Here.
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Benson.
Yes.
Councilor Davis.
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti.
Yes.
And I don't know who else has a vote.
That's it.
I believe that's a quorum vote anyway, so that motion passes. Thank you all. We will now move on to proclamations and awards, and there's none. So that went really quick, didn't it? All right. So we'll move on to public comment. As previously stated, public comment was accepted prior to the meeting and by email. All right. So we'll move on to announcements and communications, which is 6A. The next scheduled meeting will be June 23rd, 2021 at 5 p.m. via video conference. Item number 7 is introduction of first reading of legislation. So we will move to 7A, which is 0-21-2, amending the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority Sewer Use and Wastewater Control Ordinance, presentation by Danielle Shurin. All right, I'm not doing well today, am I?
Mr. Chair, members of the board.
Danielle, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could barely hear you, but yeah.
Okay, I'll get close. Mr. Chair, members of the board, I'm here to discuss amendments to the Water Authority Sewer Use and Wastewater Control Ordinance. My name is Danielle Shurin. I'm the Compliance Division Manager. The Sewer Use and Wastewater Control Ordinance revisions are required in our wastewater discharge permit by the EPA. And this is something that we take on and evaluate every 5 years. So as part of our new permits, we have to evaluate the data from the past 5 years and propose any revisions to our ordinance. And these revisions, next slide, please. Okay, thank you. These revisions, summary of them is here. So this is what we'll talk about today. The first revision is in the definition section. We revised the definition to match the rate ordinance, the current rate ordinance. We revised the local pollutant limits for industries, and based on an evaluation of the data over the last 5 years. And this actually resulted in some numeric changes in our pollutant limits. We also added, the EPA made some changes to their dental rules, and so we incorporated those into this ordinance. We updated the waste hauling prohibition, and we also added solids to the fat, oils, and grease discharge requirements. Next slide, please. Okay, in the definition section, I mentioned we matched those in the rate ordinance. We also updated language on grease interceptors, and that is just to match current plumbing code and industry standards. And we updated the definition of lateral sewers and added a requirement to prohibit sharing lateral sewers between properties. And that's been an issue. And this will just clarify that each property needs to have their own lateral sewer. Next slide. The local pollutant limit evaluation is where we evaluate the data of the last 5 years and determine if the pollutant limits should change for our industries and what we allow into the sewers. So there were 3 increases in pollutant limits, and these are actually increased due to less flows and loading into the plant and a little bit of an increase in the plant removal efficiency. So chemical oxygen demand, biochemical oxygen demand, and total suspended solids, the limits were actually increasing those. So we gave a little bit more allowance to our industries in terms of their discharging because we were handling it so well. And then in this local limits table also, we just adjust some significant digits, added a digit where rounding is an issue. But in 2017, the EPA made dental rule updates, and those went into effect in 2020, and so this is formally incorporating those into our ordinance. There's special requirements on the efficiency of the amalgam mercury separators. That's when you get old fillings taken out and they dump them down the drain, they separate out the mercury, so that doesn't contaminate our plants. There's certain line cleaners that are prohibited in this because they can actually flush more mercury into the sewer. And also all dental facilities must fit and maintain a compliance report. And so that is, we've already actually started working on that. Next slide. Waste hauling. The first one, we removed the prohibition to store hauled waste in vessels on the owner's property. We found that didn't really impact delivery or our sewer, so we removed that as a requirement. We did add a prohibition that trucks can't combine different categories of waste in their trucks. So we don't allow grease, and when grease is in the truck, sometimes there's residual left, and it causes a lot of problems. So we're not allowing trucks to mix grease and chemical toilet and septage all in the same truck, because it typically ends up in this. And then also just a requirement for a tracking form. Go to the next slide. All right, fats, oils, and grease were already had discharge requirements. We added solids to this. Solids were added just to help us address more types of sewer blockages. You know, I think early in COVID, there's a wipe issue, lots of wipes in the sewers, rags, different types of things. Even sediment and grit can build up and do some damage to our equipment. So this just gives us a little bit more ability to tackle the causes of those sewer blockages. We added some new facility types, such as car washes and breweries, and similarly to address more causes of blockages. Breweries may need some solid interceptor for some of their slurry waste. So that would be something. And then also manufacturing information for grease interceptors must be maintained on site. We have that so that we always have information on what they have present, because sometimes current staff don't always know what they have. And that concludes the summary of changes in our sewer use ordinance, and I stand for any questions.
All right, thank you, Ms. Shuren. Do we have any questions on this item? Okay, I don't believe so. Thank you so much. We'll move on to item 7B, R21-12, amending the approved capital implementation program of the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority for the fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2022. Mr. Alaure.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this resolution is an amendment to the appropriations you will make for approval in the approval section of this meeting. This amendment came about as a approval by the governor of House Bill 285 of our capital outlay projects. It basically gave us funding for the Bosque non-potable water reclamation plan and reuse, about $410,000. Gave us $770,000 for the monitoring wells for Kirtland Air Force Base, bulk fuels, data gap groundwater wells for design and construction. Some $155,000 for an upgrade to Carnia Wells water and wastewater system. And then $322,000 to the Southside Water Reclamation Plant, outfall realignment. That project's being managed by the Office of Natural Resources. This is for introduction only, and I stand for any questions.
Do we have any questions? I don't see any. Thank you, Mr. Reed. We'll move on to 7C, R-21-13, establishing a fund for the San Juan Chama Contractors Association fiscal agent agreement with the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority, establishing the budget for Fund 41, San Juan Chama Contractors Association for fiscal year 2022. Elizabeth Anderson presenting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. This is an introduction for this resolution, which is, back in September 23rd of 2020, this board authorized us to sign the memorandum of agreement that allowed us to join the San Juan Trauma Contractors Association. And since that time, that organization has been taking shape, and they have recently elected the Water Authority to serve as the fiscal agent for that organization. It's really an important organization. It's going to allow us to work together to help protect the San Juan Trauma Project and work with the Bureau of Reclamation more closely to make sure that we're doing everything we need to make sure that that water supply and the project that brings it to us is protected and taken care of. So it's exciting that this organization is taking place, and also that the Water Authority has been asked to lead it. We're currently serving as the chair of the organization, and also been asked to serve as the fiscal agent. So this resolution establishes a fund for the San Juan Trauma Project Contractors Association. And this is just an introduction, so I'll stand for any questions.
So do we have any questions? So did you address what it would do for the budget?
Well, the fund, so the budget that's established is just allowing us to accept the funds from the other project contractors. So there's dues that are going to be assigned to each entity that joins this organization, and so we'll be using this fund to collect those dues. The Water Authority, as an MOA signatory, is contributing $24,200 per year for our own dues. And
Yeah.
the associated dues are, based on the acre feet owned by each of those members at $50 cents per acre foot. So that funding is used mostly for administration costs. For the organization, there's also going to be opportunities for special assessments to be assessed on the group so that we can contract work and actually complete projects. And that ultimately is what we'll be doing with this organization also. So one of the first things we'll be doing is an asset management plan, but that would be covered under a special assessment.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. It sounds like a great plan to me. Any other comments, any questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Anderson. We will move on to item 8, which is the consent agenda. So I'd like to, we have all these for just, we have item 8A and 8B on the consent agenda. R21-11, authorizing the removal of certain uncollectible accounts from the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority, accounts receivable, records FY 2017 and prior. And then I also move for approval for item 8B, C21-12, approving the FY 2021 third quarter operating financial reports. Can I move these together at the same time, I believe? Or do I have to have them separate?
Same time, Mr. Chairman.
Same time? So I move for approval. Do I have a second? Have a
Yes.
second. Councilor Davis. Ms. Calderon, are you there to do a roll call vote?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes.
That passes unanimously.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. So now we'll move to approvals. Item number 9A, which is R-21-7, suspending certain provisions of the water and sewer rate ordinance for fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2022. Mr. Alarid.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, per the rate ordinance every year, we are to adjust the UECs and the water resources charge and other fees upwards by the utility ENR index. This resolution will suspend that increase this fiscal year due to COVID strains on the rate base. And staff recommends approval, and I stand for any questions.
Do we have any questions? I see none. I move full. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All right, Councilor Jones, Ms. Calderon, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Benson, Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes,
That passes unanimously.
thank you. We'll move on to item 9B, R-21-8, appropriating funds for the Albuquerque-Bernalillo County Water Utility Authority for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending in June 30th, 2022. Presentation by Mr. Alarid. And we will do items R-21-8 and R-21-9 together, and I think we can pass them together.
Madam Chairman, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, sorry. And that is correct. We can move both together. This year's budget has no rate increase. This will be the fourth year with no increase. As you just approved, there will not be an increase to the UECs that are water resources charge this year as well. The budget assumed there's nominal growth in the service area, that we continue to consume levels at 120 gallons a day per capita. There's an addition of 2.5 FTEs in this budget. There's a revenue increase just based on growth of approximately 0.5% and a 2.8% increase in wages and benefits. There's a $4 million decrease in debt service and $3 million increase in the capital fund as stated in the rate ordinance and approved by this board. Next slide, please. Operational priorities for FY22. We're going to install 30,000 additional smart meters, AMI meters. That'll take us to about 65% of the revenue being read by these types of meters. We will update the comprehensive asset management plan. We will do an employee satisfaction and engagement study this fiscal year. There will be an installment of a self-service payment kiosk at Mission Avenue. That will be installed within the next month or so. We will continue upgrades to both our water and wastewater SCADA systems that runs our the flows of our water and sewer systems. We will identify the next aquifer storage recovery site as per Water 2120, and we will complete acquisition and easements for additional storage in Abiquiu Reservoir. Next slide, please. So just in general, the revenue generated for FY22, about 128 million from water revenue, 92.5 million from wastewater. Miscellaneous revenue will make about 10.5 million, and then we will use working capital to offset the need for a rate increase this year of 8.5 million. Next slide. Working capital projected balance still will remain at 1/12 of the reserve requirements as mandated by the rate ordinance, as mandated by this board. We will continue to be well above our target, but as you can see that the ending working capital balance has started to decline since the late rate increase, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Next slide. Days cash on hand, same story. Our target's 350. We did that internally. That can always be adjusted, but it was a target that we did based on effective utility management work that we're doing. We still have maintained about 400 days for the last 4 years. And as working capital balance starts to decline, that balance would decline as well. Next slide. Budget expenses for FY22, that's for approval for appropriation, $77.8 million for debt service, $62.5 million for wages and benefits, $58.8 million for operating expenses. We will transfer to other funds, $36.6 million. Basically, that's all the transfer to pay for capital improvement projects with cash. $2.8 million for risk claims, and workers' comp is $700,000. Next slide. Proposed budget by operation. Just real quick, you can look at the slide of how much of that total budget belongs to each group within the authority. Administration's 10 million. Financial services, which includes the warehouses and fleet and other groups, 21.9. The plant group, 23.3, which is water and wastewater. Field, which is both water and sewer lines, 28.3. Compliance, to make sure those last two groups are in compliance, 5.6. Planning and engineering, 4.5 million. Water resources, 4.5 million. Power and chemicals to run the system, 21.5 million. General government for, to pay for, franchise fees and things like that, 5 million. And an interfund transfer of 114 million. That's to pay for debt service and capital. Next slide, please. This is a quick short picture of our finance plan for the next 10 years. Depending on revenue for FY22, it appears that we would probably need an estimated rate increase of 5% next fiscal year. Then we would skip 2024, have a 5% rate increase in 2025. And as debt service starts paying off in 2026 going forward, we don't see a need for a rate increase going on beyond that. Obviously, things do change, but there will be savings from declining debt service. And this does take into account all those projects and things that were stated in WIRE 2120 as mandated by this board. Next slide, please. FY22 capital improvement plan. Just a quick on some of the appropriations, $12.2 million for sewer interceptor rehab and line replacement, $27.8 million for the wastewater treatment plant, $3 million for the continue to replace our vehicles, $2 million as mandated by the rate ordinance for the automatic meter infrastructure project. So it looks like we'll do another 30,000 meters this year. $1 million to continue to do steel line replacement as required per an agreement with P&M, $350,000 for renewable energy projects. And we do have money that will go into Water 2120 for those projects. So again, you can see CIP spending per the decade plan. We continue to increase projects by $3 million a year. And then we can increase the transfer. You can see the yellow line going up, the cash transfer as well. That spike in 2030 and 2031 is to begin work on the Bosque plant to move solids to the wastewater treatment plant and be able to move water reuse to the west side of Albuquerque. Next slide. That concludes my presentation. I stand for any questions, and staff recommends both resolutions for approval.
All right, thank you, Mr. Alarid. Do we have any questions on this? Okay, I've seen none. We will vote on them
Mr. Chair,
separately. Yes, Commissioner Benson.
I do have a question. With the rate increases that are 5% next year and then nothing, and then 5% the following year, what was the rationale for that versus doing 2.5% for several years?
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner Benson, I mean, we could do that historically. We have done 5% rate increases and no more than that. And we have historically done those on offsetting years. So we have to try to mitigate the impact to the rate base and to our customers. We try to separate it so it's not, I mean, for a residential customer, it probably equates to maybe less than $1 a customer, but for the elderly and stuff like that, it just kind of mitigates how much we impact them all in one shot. So we have historically done that, but there is the ability to look at it differently and do what you had mentioned.
No, I'm just curious of your the process you went about making that decision. I'm fine with it. Just curious. Thank you.
All right, do we have any more questions, comments? Okay, so I move for approval of item R-21-8. Do I have a second?
Second.
second from Sir Benson. Ms. Carrion, could you have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes.
That passes unanimously.
All right, so now I'll move for approval for R-21-9, which was included in this presentation. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, second by Counselor Jones. Ms. Carrion, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes, and I apologize. I have a terrible connection.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes.
That passes unanimously.
Okay, before I move on, Counselor Davis, you have your hand up? No? You're just waving your hand
No,
in
sir,
the air?
sorry,
like-
that was for a second, long time ago. Thank you.
You're just raising your hand in the air like you just don't care? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so now moving on to item D, R-21-10, authorizing an agreement for the water and sewage service for Ventana Square at Ventana Ranch. Ms. Cadena to present.
Hello, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Christopher Cadena. I'm a chief engineer with Utility Development, and this is for a development agreement for a proposed commercial development situated there in the northeast corner of Paseo del Norte and Universe Boulevard. It's actually in the city of Albuquerque, but outside the adopted service area, and that's what requires the board approval. They'll construct public water lines and sewer lines to serve their property, and they'll be subject to paying the current utility expansion charges as well as the current water resource charges. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cadena. Do we have any questions, comments? Okay, so I move for approval of R-21-10. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Ms. Carrion, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes.
That passes unanimously.
Okay, moving on to item E, C-21-11, FY 2022 to 2031, the decade plan. Presenter, Ms. Anderson.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, my name is Elizabeth Anderson. I am the Chief Planning Officer for the Water Authority, and I bring this to you today recommending approval of our decade plan. I think Stan did a good job presenting on
Chris
just,
Cadena.
Has left the meeting.
I think Stan did a good job presenting on the decade plan in his presentation also, but just to provide a little bit more background, the decade plan is, as we presented last month, it's a data-driven approach to planning for how the Water Authority future capital improvement projects and support the priorities that guide the Water Authority capital investments within the current customer rate structure. This is something we do every 2 years. And this year it was the first time we really got to dig in and work with staff and see how all the improvements that we're doing to our Maximo system and our life cycle cost accounting are really going to be so useful for this planning process and helping us make better decisions going forward for this process. So it's exciting to see staff come together to do that. Yeah, so this is the policy that we have here. It ensures that there's always an approved 2-year planning element in place for every approved annual CIP budget. And I bring this to you today for your approval, and I stand for any questions.
You're muted, Commissioner Casella.
Okay, so I was muted. I muted myself, so thank you very much. So I move for approval of C-21-11. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Ms. Carrion, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Counselor Davis,
Yes.
Counselor Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Peña,
Yes.
Commissioner Piscotti,
Yes.
Chair Quesada.
Yes,
That passes unanimously.
thank you. Sorry, I put myself on mute, dogs barking and whatnot. So now we will move on to item 10, other business. 10A, which is OB-21-7, the environmental plan. This is presented by Diane Agnew.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I am looking forward to talking to you tonight about the environmental plan. This is one of several implementation plans that were required or committed to by the Water Authority in Water 2120. So you've seen 2 other of these implementation plans. We'll be touching on them a little bit tonight, and then there'll be other implementation plans you'll be hearing from us on in the next couple of months. The environmental plan is really the plan that brings together multiple policies in Water 2120 and reflects the Water Authority's relationship with the environment. And it is part of the Water Authority's mission to be a good steward to the environment, recognizing the connection between the health of our environment and the quality of our water and our quantity of water and the quality of life for our customers. When developing the Water 2120 environmental plan, the policies really kind of shook out into 5 focus areas. And so I will be speaking to the policies and the focus areas of the environmental plan tonight, and the plan goes into a little bit of detail, but really each of these focus areas has a separate plan that goes into a comprehensive discussion of how the Water Authority will actually meet these focus areas and policies. The environmental plan follows a natural asset management approach. The Water Authority participated in a Water Research Foundation work group and report on natural asset management. And this research project actually was really great. It asked the question of how can we look at natural assets and manage them using the existing built asset infrastructure that we have to identify levels of service. In other words, what are commitments that we have to our customers and to our board, and to ensure that we're meeting customer demand, we're delivering what we promised to deliver. And then we developed key performance indicators to provide a way of measuring whether or not we're meeting our levels of service. And so this plan has levels of service and KPIs for each of these focus areas. And all of those KPIs and levels of service actually anchor into our policies. So if you were to put our Water 2120 policies side by side with our LOS and KPIs in this plan, you'll see the verbiage is mirrored, that you'll see sub-policy language in the LOS and the KPIs as well. This is a living document, though. As we complete projects and take them off of the KPIs, we'll add additional ones. As we get information on existing projects and how they're operating, we may identify new KPIs that we need to add. And like I said, this is also a touchstone document that ties into other implementation plans. And so as those are implemented and moved forward, and as this board considers projects and approves them, we will be keeping this document updated to reflect our current decision-making and project identification. Next slide. So here are the 5 focus areas. They're all areas I think that you've seen presentations on, and I hope that at the end of this presentation, you see how everything is integrated. The first focus area is water resources planning and management. That gets down to our budget, water budget, our water rights and resources, our sustainability. The San Juan Chama Water, you just heard a discussion about the contractor group that is forming. This is related to that. That fits into this focus area. We have the source water protection. I was in front of this board just about 2 years ago presenting our updated source water protection plan. The environmental plan is connected to that plan. We have the two policies that are related to source water protection. We have our endangered species focus area that integrates not only our biological opinion and our participation in the Middle Rio Grande Endangered Species Program, but also how protecting endangered species ties into our policy to protect our valued environmental and cultural resources. We have an environmental and cultural resources focus area. This is where you see conservation come in. Again, you see the conservation plan in action every board meeting. You hear updates from our conservation group. It ties in environmental and cultural resources again, and then also the quality of life in the region. And finally, our focus area, our fifth focus area is the public involvement. And this is really integrating all of the outreach that we do at the Water Authority in both our education, our focus on kids, all the way through adults, the multi-generational outreach that we have to build citizenry in our service area and in the region. Next slide. First focus area, our water resource management and planning. Several of these items I think you are familiar with from various presentations and agenda items. They include Abiquiu storage. We currently have over 170,000 acre feet of storage at Abiquiu, and we're seeking we've applied to seek for increasing that storage amount. Aquifer storage and recovery comes into the environmental plan through this focus area. The Water Authority is the first entity in the state of New Mexico to have two aquifer storage projects operational at the same time, something I think is really exciting. And we currently have over 2,000 acre feet in storage just on these two projects alone. It talks about, that's where we talk about our San Juan Chama source water that we are storing in the groundwater. And we have two different types of ASR, which is also unique and very exciting, that we have our surface recharge. That's our Bear Canyon project that's been in place since 2007. And then we have our direct injection recharge project that began in January 2020 and is currently operating today. Reuse comes into here too. We have the reuse project, two existing reuse projects that provide irrigation to South Albuquerque and North Albuquerque for a total of 4,000 acre feet capacity. And we're actually in the process of developing a reuse plan that goes into more detail on how the Water Authority will identify new reuse projects and plan on them, integrate them, and then continue to evaluate, monitor and evaluate so that we're building on each project and looking at what the Water Authority capacity need and demand is, where we can, and identify where we can build new projects to fully integrate reuse into our supply scenario. And then finally, several USGS technical studies. This is where they come into play. So those USGS maps we've presented every couple of years, that is part of this focus area and part of the policy implementation for Water 2120. We do groundwater level monitoring, stream flow monitoring, but we also do some really neat technical studies like the microgravity study, which is really a unique study that looks at using microgravity measurements that look at minuscule movements in the aquifer, but helps us understand how we're increasing storage with the rebound of the aquifer due to our management practices. And then we also look at aquifer compaction. This is something that the board identified, our customers identified during Water 2120. We have a USGS project that reflects that and is responding to that. Next slide. Source water protection. This is a focus area that's really near and dear to me. As I said, I was here in 2018, presented our updated source water protection plan. And this plan really reflects the Water Authority's recognition that source water protection really needs to begin at the watershed scale and then stepwise into our individual sources. So for the watershed protection, this is where our investment into the Rio Grande Water Fund comes in. This is a water fund that we work with other agencies in New Mexico to identify areas of forest. Our work area is actually in the Upper Chama, where our water is sourced. And we look at forest restoration and treatment so that we can reduce the impacts of wildfire. And that in turn increases water quality coming into our diversion here in Albuquerque, and also ensuring quantity. It ensures that we do not have a loss of water quantity available due to a catastrophic wildfire. The groundwater source protection, this is part of the overall Rivers and Aquifers Protection Plan. And what we have done in this previously is we've ranked groundwater priority sites. This is where the bulk fuels project comes in. That's one of our priority sites. It increases our voluntary monitoring. We've, through the identification of priority sites, said, okay, because of the proximity of this site to our supply well, we're going to voluntarily monitor those wells more frequently. For example, wells that are around the bulk fuel site, we monitor those on a monthly basis so that we know what is happening at those wells with certainty. This is agency coordination and outreach. The other thing the Water Authority has done is the state standard for groundwater source assessment was to apply a uniform radius circle around every single supply well. And we did that when we did the 2018 update, recognizing that that wasn't necessarily representing the actual hydrology and pumping at that well. And since then, we've undertaken a massive effort to update those source water protection areas based on hydrology and pumping and the well conditions. And now we're in the process of reevaluating our source assessment for groundwater using those new protection areas. So something that's really exciting, and that information will be circled back through the process and will continue to be evaluated. And then finally, under this, we have surface water protection. This is looking at our river and any potential sources of contamination that could impact the quality of our diversion water, and then working with agencies to continue to protect that source. Next slide. Endangered species, this is our third focus area. This is an area where we have a couple of ways that we engage to implement these policies. The main way is through our biological opinion. This is a permit that we have with the Fish and Wildlife Service. This has some protection measures that we follow. For example, we do egg monitoring of the silvery minnow every spring to ensure compliance with our BO. But that data also feeds into this larger picture of the Middle Rio Grande Endangered Species Collaborative Program and the participation in the science-based planning to look at endangered species in the region, collect data that will help make decisions across the Middle Rio Grande. And you'll have, that's where you'll see the program get mentioned. This program was formed in 2000, and we participate. We're actually sitting as the non-fed co-chair. So we're not just participating, but we're taking a leadership role, recognizing that our actions and the data that we collect here for our BO and for our policies can support other entities in the region in decision making and deciding what is going to be best for these species. And I like this little inset of photos. These are the cute little critters that we're working to protect, the jumping field mouse. I think everyone's familiar with the Rio Grande silvery minnow. And then the two birds get a little bit less of a spotlight, but they're equally as important. The southwestern willow flycatcher is endangered, and then the yellow-billed cuckoo is threatened. Next slide. The environmental and cultural resources focus area, this is where we tie in the conservation program. Again, this has its own separate plan. This is something that I know that you're familiar with, and has set that goal of 110 gallons per capita per day by 2035. And this is going to continue to be a focus area for the Water Authority. But additional actions built into this focus area and the Water 2120 policies that support it is our participation supporting green stormwater. We participate in discussions and meetings with the Bernalillo County and AMAFCA, who are currently implementing green stormwater infrastructure. We talk to and support the MS4 stormwater team that does green stormwater throughout the service area. And then the green energy part of this is also important. And actually, the renewable energy projects that you just heard Stan mention, this is where they tie in. This is why it's a priority for the Water Authority, is it's part of our commitment for green energy. We have a goal to receive over 8% of our power from solar. So that line item in the decade plan and the budget is reflecting our action towards meeting this goal. We also do methane capture at the water reclamation plant. And then if any of you have been to our new customer service building, you can see our new solar array. That's our covered parking lots and next to our existing solar arrays. So really, this is an area that the Water Authority is quietly making a lot of progress on and meeting our commitments that we put into Water 2120. Next slide. And finally, our fifth focus area is education and public outreach. We have an award-winning education program. This program covers every kid from kindergarten all the way up to high school. We provide tours of our plant. We also have the River is Ours field trip. If anyone has a fourth grader, they've been on this field trip. And then actually what's really commendable is this educational program pivoted to the COVID-19 life. And they created an incredible amount of virtual options for teachers and students and families to continue to receive information on water resources, understanding how they, what their role is in maintaining and protecting this valuable source. And they have a goal of reaching 20,000 students every year. We also have an adult component. So this is where our customer conversations come into play. This is where we also have our Water Smart classes for any customer who would like to learn more about how they can be better stewards with the water. That has a rebate assigned to it. And then we have our Water Smart Academy. This is a program that began in 2008. It has recently been redesigned. I believe that there's been a presentation on this as well. And then we have an incredible amount of online resources. We have 505 Outside, but we also have websites for the virtual tours. I know that I personally have taken my kids on the virtual tour of the wastewater treatment plant, and they've gone to see the porcupine down in the bosque through the video tours. They're really fun, accessible videos. And then we have a source water protection website that's not listed on here that came out of our customer conversations when we were developing the source water protection plan. Because one of the things we heard consistently is that our customers wanted a one-stop place to go to get information on what they should do with things like their unused prescription medications, household hazardous waste like used motor oil. And so we created this website so that our customers could have an easier time of getting connected to information so that they could be helping us in source water protection. And next slide. So to bring it all together, the environmental plan, we have developed levels of service and KPIs. These are tied to the Water 2120 policies and sub-policies. And what we did with these KPIs is we found ways that you could track and measure actions that we are taking towards meeting those LOS. We have multiple policies captured in this environmental plan. And then really, I think what's important is that this is kind of the wheelhouse. This is where you'll find the connection points for other implementation plans that you have heard presentations on or that you will, like the groundwater management plan, the reuse plan, the water conservation plan, and finally the source water protection plan. So next slide. With that, I will stand for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Agnew. Do we have any questions or comments? I'm waiting for cameras to turn back on. I don't hear anything audio-wise, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. We will move on to item 10B, which is OB 21-8. It's the 2021 Annual Operation Plan and Water Report presented by Rick Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Good evening. My name is Rick Sheen. I'm the Water Rights Program Manager, and I want to give you a brief presentation on the 2021-22 Annual Operations Report. We do this in compliance with our biological opinion, regulated by the U.S. Forest, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, as well as meeting Water 2120 annual budget policy. First, you probably already heard and probably already witnessing that this year's runoff is going to be well below average, typical spring runoff flows, much like last year. Except last year, one thing, it had a very wet year before this year because our previous year was dry. A lot of the water that's up in the watershed will probably be stuck and captured in the soil up there to resaturate it. Another characteristic of this year is that flows at central gauge are expected to go below 100 cubic feet per second, which is seen by some as sort of a minimum amount you need for a full ecological service that the river provides the riparian area. This will be particularly low in June through October. Because of that, the drinking water plant diversions will be shut down from at least June 1st to October 31st this year, unless forecasts change. And the monsoon, though, is projected to be a near average precipitation with a higher than average temperature. Next slide. This just to show you, to compare a little bit of last year and this year's flows. The list on the left side are different gauge locations along the Rio Grande and in San Juan Chama project. I just bring your attention to a couple of these. The top one, the Rio Grande del Norte, that's where the Rio Grande enters New Mexico and the first gauge south of the Colorado border. Last year, there was 69% of the average flows that go through there. This year, they project about 71 total. Down to the Rio Blanco diversion and the Navajo River, they're at the bottom of the list. Those are two of the three diversions that we have, and as part of the San Juan Chama project. As you can see, last year there were 65% to 62% respectively, and this year a little higher at 74 and 69%. With that said, if there was a full allotment of San Juan Chama being given this year, we'd receive 48,200 acre feet, an acre foot being 326,000 gallons. This year, we expect to receive maybe as much as 60% of our full allotment. Next slide, please. Here's a look at the flows at the central gauge projected from the April forecast. On your left, on the y-axis, you see the flow at CFS. If I haven't said before, CFS is like a basketball. So you see those, that's a bunch of basketballs running through the gauges or water volume. Right now, we're at where the arrow is just after the May 1st. We're around 1,000 CFS at central gauge. But as they project by mid-June, maybe the last week of June, we expect the flows to get around 100 CFS, if not below, and then to move back up as you get into November. We'll be able to operate again when flows get up above the 200 up to the 300 CFS threshold. Next slide, please. This year is the demand and the water portfolios we're going to be applied to them. If you're looking at the chart, actually on the y-axis, you're seeing acre feet for the year, and starting from April and going all the way to March of next year. The bars show the different colors, and they represent either the drinking water plant or surface water, or the groundwater that will be applied toward the demand, which is the green line. As you can see, more when we are operating when we're operating the drinking water plant and the groundwater operations, we're going to be using more surface water at that time. However, due to the low flows in the river and there not enough native water, Rio Grande water, to actually operate our drinking water plant diversion, we're going to have to be on groundwater, and that's starting sometime in June. We've predicted to be the beginning of June, all the way down through the end of October, when those flows, as you just previously saw at Central, get above the 100 and into 200 CFS. Next slide, please. And last year we included the Monsoon Outlook. I don't want to steal any thunder, quite literally, from the next presentation, but this year they expect the temperatures to be a little higher than average, and the precipitation, if you're looking at the map on the right, that shows the map of the U.S. where it says EC, where we're in the white. The Albuquerque Rio Grande Basin sort of straddles the green area. The green area shows you where it's going to be above average. EC, it means it's an equal chance to be right or wrong on what you're predicting, and with the brown being lower than average. Next slide. With that, I can stand for questions or wait until after. Thank you.
Mr. Sheen, do we have any questions or comments? Okay, I'm not hearing anything. Thank you so much for your presentation. We appreciate that. We will now move on to item C, which is the OB 21-9 drought update with Mr. Carlos Bustos. Carlos. I think we're having some issues. We'll give him a few here to see if he can get on. 'Cause I really want to talk to Mr. Bustos. I need to find out how many times a week I have to water this month. So. Or this week.
I just sent him a text to see if he's
Do
having
we
some
water
issues.
after it rains? I have some questions for Mr. Bustos.
He's so good. I don't want to have to step in for him. I'm not nearly as entertaining.
Well, I think you may have to. I think we're having the same type of issues that we did at the
Yeah,
last time.
huh?
I
But
think
I
we're
was
gonna have to get
also,
him either a better laptop or faster internet at
yeah,
his location.
Do you want me to do it, Liz?
yeah, I think that's a good
Okay.
idea, Mark. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Chair and members of the board, because Carlos is having technical difficulties, I'll step in. I'm Mark Kelly. I am the division manager for the Water Resources Division, and our conservation program is in Water Resources. So I'll step in. The drought monitor and drought watch are still showing Bernalillo County in severe to exceptional drought. We've been in over 50% in severe drought since October, and right now we're 100% in over severe drought. Our precipitation outlook, like Rick was saying, is looking to be below normal. It did get a little bit better between March and April, where we got a better chance for an equal chance of below or above normal precipitation. The drought tendency looks like the drought will continue to persist for the whole state of New Mexico. And this looks at a long-term trend, but despite, it was raining today, it doesn't look like the drought is going to abate anytime soon. As a result, the board several months ago declared a stage 1 drought watch because our GPCD continues to be at about 127 gallons per capita per day, but we are pumping more than 140% of our groundwater pumping goal. So those two criteria remain unchanged from last month. We are, as a result of being in the drought watch, increasing our public education. We're doubling our fees for wasting water, and we are offering our $20 Drought Smart rebate classes for folks to take advantage of. We're still on our way to trying to get to 110 gallons per capita per day by 2037. Like I said, we finished out last year at 128. It looks like through this month, our rolling annual average is about 127 gallons per capita per day. And I think that is the end of my presentation. And Mr. Chair, to answer your question for Carlos at the beginning, it is May, and we are to be watering twice a week in May, but we will be going up to the 3 times a week for June, July, and August, according to our water by the numbers.
Do we water after it rains? Or do we
No.
adjust our weekly schedule? So yesterday it rained pretty decently here on the west side, which was very exciting for us to see. And so, I mean, do I water today still, even if it's one of my 2-day watering days, or do I adjust that?
Well, you can adjust that, and we're encouraging everyone to, watch what's happening outside, and when it does rain, to turn off their sprinkler systems. We do have some great rebates for smart controllers where customers can install a smart controller, get a rebate, and the smart controller will do that all for you. So you won't even have to go out into your garage or wherever and turn it off and say, turn off for the day. It'll do that automatically and not water when it's raining.
Yeah, well, I water with a hose. Do you have a smart thing for my hose, or that's only for like people who have the fancy automatic watering systems, right?
That's only for the automatic watering systems. That's true. But you can decide what 2 days a week you want to water. So feel free to move it back a few days.
Okay, so just adjust with the rain would be the thing that you would
Yes.
suggest. Okay, all right. Well, great. Thanks for that answer. I think a lot of people probably wanted to know that one. Well, for me, it
Commissioner.
still uses a hose. Yes, Councilor Pena.
So how do you do it on high and on low?
The hose?
The hose.
Yeah, I do it on high so I could hurry up and do it. I have trees that we're trying to grow here on the Southwest Mesa, which we really need desperately. So, I think you all know that my wife was part of a program. We planted 100 trees in my area, and everybody's taking care of their trees. It looks really great. They're starting to grow, but I just don't want to mess up and kill the trees. And sometimes overwatering is a bad thing too. So that's why I'm asking about, adjusting the schedule. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the drought report? No. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. And thank all the presenters. We appreciate your information. Thanks all you elected officials and people involved in the Water Utility Authority for being involved. Water is always our number one concern here in New Mexico. With that being said, this meeting is adjourned. We'll see you at the next one. You all have a good evening.